Was wondering when you turn up. Hellos from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second-guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary.
Thank you, Otter.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua! Clive! It's Gav! There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, what's the short of it?
It's all Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, Bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive!
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
Tyre's right. Your brother is in no condition to travel. That's all I'll say on the matter. It's Mid, Gav, and your uncle we should be thinking about now. Did you see that?
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid-scales. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, my first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do, which almost certainly means they had...
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memory.
I think it just might. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice. They were in the atrium when I last saw...
Seems the hideaway's lost its
blasted
appetite.
book. Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, you remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of it, so I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself.
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favourites, I suggest you lend me a hand.
I've never been one to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of recipe, seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Wow. That's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go, and if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that. Lest we forget, you've got a reputation to up.
Lawsman Harpocrates. I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's a...
Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage, a classic. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ah, so the fabled Sanbriquois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the...
Dragon livers.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach.
Best of luck, Clive, and do save me a bite.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be in Martha's Rest?
What do you want? And?
What am I gonna do? but no more.
Is everything all right, Goose? You seem more discomposed.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a... Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble.
It's all right.
Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but she'd never give your tongue a...
Don't worry.
Oh, you'll let me know what...
Of course. Lady Karen.
Not nearly as foul as the way.
You're doing good trade, then? Both.
Can't complain. Wait. What exact... Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care, but...
Just... asking. All right.
Oh. Are you? And who was it?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dalamil has been...
And what? You believe it? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be the word, but that woman is no more. And
You're right, Lady Karen. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
Aye, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do.
Of course. I spoke with that the rumors were unfounded, and along with some other things that made her feelings clear. While it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her...
Oh, I knew Nan wasn't caught. But why would people say she was?
No, but people do things for all sorts of reasons.
Well, that trader, he said they were all talking about her, so that's where I'm going. I'll find...
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen...
Oh, but that's why...
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
Being on the boat. Kinslayer.
We're all gonna die! You hear me? The Akashic are coming and they...
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should...
Sid!
Hard at your studies, I see. It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not.
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We just...
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? Why?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something worked is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done.
The taking apart was easy enough, but...
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom.
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes. All right. Everything here was... Every piece has its own role to play. And each, if even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right.
It looks...
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
hold things. So wait,
Good thinking. You're on the right track. These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan...
I do. Molly uses them, but these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. But what if I wanted to weigh goods? I don't think he'd fit.
Probably not.
What are the chains for?
Well spotted. Which means some... This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or...
I have. Miss Minidole's dungeon is full of them.
She puts them in all her inventions.
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything...
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
you know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to them.
Not a bad idea. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what...
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you...
That's right. We're Miss Minidole's hairs.
Her hairs.
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out.
What do you think, Sid? Are we almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Mididole and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that?
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you? Didn't happen to forget anything, did you, Sid?
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his... Seems the hideaways is...
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there...
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I shall see that the children are proper.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She'd have them follow in her footsteps.
I see. Sid, do you know what?
She told me it was because her studies had been interrupted by events in Canva.
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board. To anyone else it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was, but that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last...
Which explains her... She's working to give them a better life.
Ah, you've given them far more than that. And I'm...
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canva was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentleman of the town guard.
Could be I know something more.
Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumours about Nan.
Have you?
Go on.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war there. And the more war being waged, the more And who will they all turn to keep them in? Why, the good Reaper.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happened. You'll find her right here, plying her trade
Here in Delamere? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market. But if you're not the patient type, but it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular. Feeling bold, traveler? Now, if that's all...
Sorry to have kept...
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at...
Eh?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks. So who has...
Good question.
And I'll visit this storehouse on the...
All right.
You too, Goods.
The finest sellsword in Storm couldn't hold a candle to our new town guard. Fuck! How the hell did...
The gentleman of the town guard was strapped. What a mess.
It has long been my habit to keep a watchful eye on the comings and goings around Dalamil. I shall continue to do so, that our people might be warned of any further attacks. I pray that you will continue to play your part too, not of outlaw.
You fought very bravely.
The safety of the town is in our hands.
Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it?
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death? Boys, he's all you...
Leave now and we can pretend this didn't happen. Go on.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts. You weren't even supposed to be...
What were you going to do?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to Karen. I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived in Dalam. Then you turned up. Well, go on then.
You're not worth the effort. Now be gone. Before I change my mind.
Fucking coward!
I need to find Goots.
Get your filthy paws off me!
Stop calling me and stop spreading them all around.
Well, for they are not lies. Every last word is true.
Goose.
He's gonna kill... He said she had to pay him...
After what she did, it is only right. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a... Goots, was it? Only with your... Run along now.
No.
No?
I don't care what she did. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll...
Goots!
Enough, all of...
Karen. But how did you...
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then. I thought the years might have taught you some sense. But I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've... What was it we called you? Wet legs.
You... Everything that happened. It was all your fault. And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me.
Goots, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck.
You great girl. Out of the way, I can handle this, miss... So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye? Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect. Sorry to keep you wait.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It ain't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Martha's got a big heart. It's a pity there's so many who are happy to take advantage of it.
Have you heard the latest from Twinside? That the Empress is no more?
Never trust an owl bearing good news, I say.
My lord Marquis, is that you? It is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, Chief Steward of your Lord Uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your Lord Uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs. And what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos. Your Lord Uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas, I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times, even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old Imperial capital of Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalamil and work my way east.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and safety.